When we spoke previously, you said something very profound. You said content can save our children, right? Can you please explain what you mean by that?
Content is the driving force behind what we call marketing. Content is what substantiates your attention and appreciation for something. With children, the content that is provided to them determines their appreciation for education. So, when we think about Black children, children of African descent, the content that is given to them, that's dispensed to them, is given to them for a specific reason. And the content that Black children absorb and retain is content that works against their collective best interest. So it's important that those of us who are creators, so I'm an author, the type of content that I'm going to create through literature, it's important that that type of content reinforces and establishes a destiny that is best suited for Black children. When Black children don't have content that is designed to propel and further them forward, all it does is create a regressive type of situation for them. So the way that we are failing, and what we have to realize, the thing about content is we have to realize that we are in a state of war. And when you're at war, one of the first things that your enemy attempts to do is to capture your mind, your mentality. And our enemy, uh, those who are not African people, our enemy is very sophisticated and understands that targeting the children is the most effective way. So every form of content, especially in the form, especially resources that are educational, they start there and they make sure that the type of information that's presented to them is in fact going to turn them upside down, inside out, work against their best interest. It does not behoove people like the European and so forth to instill information and content that gives the Black child a sense of self-identity and self-determination and self-worth.
Can you
So
can you give an example for those unaware of the content you're referring to that is detrimental to the development of African children?
Um, sure. Just the type of literature that our children are presented with. Let's just start from a historical standpoint. They'll have there are many books in Barnes and Noble in the children's section that are on the presidents of the United States. Um, uh, the War of 1776, American independence. They try to build a sense of patriotism in Black children that gives them an allegiance to the oppressive conditions in which we were brought here under, as opposed to figures in history that combats that type of oppression. That's why you don't see a lot of books for Black children, especially in the big stores and in the classrooms, on figures like your Marcus Garveys and your Yasantiwas, and even the books that you have about people like Harriet Tubman. They're whitewashed. A lot of these books aren't written by Black people. But anyway, getting back to it to answer your question, is that type of literature that circumvents the best interests of Black children, if that makes sense.